Welcome back to Salt City Counseling, everybody. My name's Scott Carter. I am a licensed therapist here in the beautiful state of Utah. My company is Salt City Counseling. Um, that's where I practiced privately for 5 years. I'm currently employed by someone else. I took a clinical director position, and it's been a great switch for me. A lot less stress. A good thing. But I continue, even though I'm in kind of an administrative and a director position, I continue to see a caseload. I continue to work a lot with families and kiddos, and I do a lot of content on families and parenting and family work, parenting work. I also do a lot of videos on narcissism, borderline, those types of things, and personality disorders, mental illness. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. And in this video, this may not necessarily be a video that people are looking for or wanting to hear or wanting to see, but I'm making this video more for myself. I'm gonna backpedal on that. I'm not making this video for myself as much as I feel like I'm making this video for our kids, for our teenagers. This is my plea. This is my frustration and my plea to modern parents. I'm making this in October of 2020, and I don't have to tell anyone that it has been a challenging year, to say the least. Our kids are really struggling with their mental health. Prior to the whole COVID situation hitting, we had, in my local area and nationwide, continually spiking rates of completed teen suicide. Okay, Utah is, I believe, number 5 state nationwide in the rates of teen suicide. It's really spiked over the years. It's horrific right now. We don't hear about it, frankly, because of COVID. But I promise you, it's there. And so, one thing that I'm continually perplexed about, I continue to struggle to wrap my mind around, and that is how and why, what is going on with parents and why they are so fixated on school and grades. And I've talked about this before. It's just as bad as it's ever been. Now, your kids are facing a lot of challenges in 2020. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a disconnection from friends. There's lost connections from having meaning or connections to meaningful work or meaningful relationships. Kids socialize through their phones. They need to socialize face to face. They don't realize this because they're kids. They need a sense of purpose in life. They need a sense of fulfillment. Our kids are lacking in self-esteem. Our kids are lacking in direction. They're nihilistic. They're unmotivated. They're depressed. They're anxious. They have very little that gives them a sense that life is even worth it. Kids tell me all the time that life is pointless. I get kids these days, they're smoking pot like crazy. They're vaping like crazy. They're addicted to porn like crazy. They're cutting a lot. There's a lot of cutting. The issues these days are different than they were 10, 20 years ago. I've been working with kids for 20 years. But our kids they're struggling with a myriad of these things. They're drafting their suicide notes. They're completely isolated. They're attempting suicide. And what do parents tell me they're concerned about? Grades. They're concerned about grades in school. I mean, here in 2020, we have a myriad of issues. Our kids need to have self-esteem. They need to have meaningful connections in their lives. They're cutting. They're doing drugs. They're sexually active. They're looking at porn. They're doing all kinds of things. They're sending dick pics to each other and stuff like that. And what do I hear about as a therapist? Grades. We're concerned about grades in school, and kids need connections. They need empathetic parents. They need parents that they have good relationships with, trusting relationships with. They need parents that will listen, empathize, support, care about, validate. They need validation. They desperately need validation. And what do they hear about? Why did you get a C on that math test? Why are you getting a C minus in English? I don't get it. I just don't understand how we got here. I don't understand how school and grades became the end all and be all. How parents are willing to throw their relationship with their teenager into the toilet because the kid's got a D in math. I don't get it. Help me out, please. I'm begging. I'm begging. Help me understand what's going on. Well, how we have gotten here. And again, we have a teen suicide epidemic. Suicide actually kills way more teenagers than COVID does. Way more. Way more. Way more. And I wish people would care about suicide as much as they cared about grades. I wish parents cared about teen suicide and the potential for their kid taking their own life. Most kids tell me that they think about suicide. Most 9 out of 10, 8.5, 9 out of 10 kids tell me that they at least consider suicide. Some more serious than others, obviously, but again, kids are drafting suicide notes in their free time, and the parents are concerned about the grades, right? And I just wish I heard from parents they're concerned about suicide. A small fraction of the time that they say that they're concerned about grades in school. I don't know. Help me understand, everybody. Help me out here, please. And also, my call to action. Stop talking to your kids about school and grades. Talk to them about other things. Validate them. Point out what you love about them. You say this to them. You know what I really like about you? I love your sense of humor. It's so great. It makes me laugh all the time. I'm so grateful that you're my child. I know you're struggling. Validate them. I know you're struggling, but you're going to get it figured out because you're far more capable than you realize that you are. And kids need this from their parents desperately. One of the things that I think so many people in society are plagued with is this sense that they are inherently unlovable. That people just tolerate them. Kids believe this. This is how kids operate. This is where they live mentally and emotionally. They need their parents to help show them that they are lovable and valuable just the way that they are. And I make videos sitting at this desk, and I keep this battery here just so that, hey, you know what? Your kids are like this battery. They just hold value. They're just valuable because of the potential that they have. And I steer away from telling kids that they have potential because they've now just taken it as us telling them once again that they're not good enough and they're just a screw up. Well, you have so much potential. I'm a screw up. That's what they hear. Just don't say that. Stop saying you have so much potential. I'm so tired of hearing that. But they do. They're valuable just for who they are, and they need to know that. They need to know that just like this battery, you are valuable just exactly how you are. Okay? And that's it. It doesn't matter whether your grades are good or bad, you will still hold your value. They need to hear that. They need to hear that in 2020. They need to, if they're getting an A, they need to hear good job, way to go on getting an A. But that's not what makes you good. That's not what makes you valuable. You know what I like about you instead? You know what really makes you great? Win, please. Help me understand. I mean, I'm hoping people will leave some comments, but I don't think they will. But when did we get here, man? When did we get to the point, and how did we get to the point that all we talk about is grades in school? Even though there's a dozen other things. I'm beating a dead horse at this point. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Go check out my other channel as well, Wisdom and Brews. That's honestly the channel that I'm more passionate about, even though I'm not really getting any subscribers. But I got to get to work, man. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.